morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. I'm currently 6 weeks out from my first ever bodybuilding competition. Today we're having a high day. It's the second high day in a row. I checked in yesterday morning, as you will have seen, and I'm gonna discuss with you the feedback I got and how we are moving forward. We've made a few changes to plan, not big changes at all, but my training volume has been slightly reduced because obviously as we get closer to show, obviously the possibility of injury is a little bit higher. My volume was medium high, and I started struggling a little bit with load, so with personal bests and everything like that. Up until maybe a week or two ago, it was perfect. I was getting PBs every session, basically. Maybe not every single session, but most sessions and most exercises I was still progressing, which I've been buzzing about because that was something that was very important to me. But this last week is where I noticed my performance starting to go a little bit down, which is absolutely expected and normal because obviously I've been dieting for 14 weeks now. Lots of cardio, calorie deficit and all of that good stuff for dieting. So obviously my performance has taken a little bit of a hit. I'm going to try and keep that to an absolute minimum as much as I possibly physically can. So I'm still training to failure, of course, but we just took the volume down a little bit. It's currently Friday, 27th of September. It's 11 a.m. right now. Is it 11 a.m.? 10:53 if we want to be precise. I'm going to be looking to leave the house around 11 to 11:15 max because I'm going to train push today. So it's a training day today. I'm actually very excited for my push session, especially because I have a little bit more food in me. Obviously I'm still in a deficit, but high days mean no cardio and it means a little bit more carbs. So I had my 4 rice cakes this morning in my meal 1. I just had my meal 2, which was just chicken. Didn't have any cardio this morning. I slept in till again probably like 7:30, which was amazing, absolutely amazing. I've now done a few hours of work on the computer, and I'm set to go train push. I'm gonna go train now. I will catch up with you later and I will talk you through my changes. I'll talk you through how the week has gone, and I might also include a little bit of posing practice I did the other day.
Flow, shake. Drop the bass. Flow, shake. Drop the bass. Flow, shake. Drop the bass.
Okay, training done and it was so good. It was very, very good. Not the best session, like I'm not having the absolute best sessions with plenty of personal bests and stuff, but it was actually a very good session, so I'm super happy with that. I'm now walking towards my house. I will go and check to see if I can get my nails done, because they usually take like half an hour to do. And also I am really, really hungry right now. I can feel the hunger in my bones. So these days I've brought the hunger now. I've not been hungry in the past weeks. The last couple of days I am starting to feel a little bit hungry. And right now I feel quite hungry as well. I've had my post-workout and honestly 70 grams of cereals You don't realize how much there is until you go from 40 to 70, because it was a lot of cereals. So that was satisfying, but I still finished too soon. Honestly, didn't even touch the sides in terms of hunger. Kind of curbed the hunger a little bit and then just went back. The funny thing is that actually I'm not hungry until I eat, and then when I eat, when I'm done eating, then I start getting hungry. But I'm going to embrace the hunger, because unfortunately this is what it is about. And when you're dieting prep, hunger is expected, and I've been expecting it since I started, and now it's coming on. So I'm just gonna 100% embrace it. I'm not gonna try and like curb it or do anything like that, but definitely I'm gonna go and see if I can get my nails done, so some time passes as well, because obviously I do have another meal before dinner, but I want to have it now. I want to have it around like 4, so I'm definitely gonna wait until then. So yeah, I'll catch up with you very, very soon when I go back home, because we'll talk about a little bit about body image as well, because it's a subject I do want to cover, because I've had a few considerations in the last week or so, and I want to share that with you. So yeah, I'll see you very soon. Welcome back. So it's been a few hours now. I've been back for a while. My nails have been done. I've tried a different thing. I've tried ombre. I've never done that before. I think I like it because I wanted to try something for show day, because believe it or not, the next nails I do will probably be the show day nails, and obviously I don't want to have anything that's too out there. It's now 5:10 p.m. I'm gonna cook my next meal in a little bit. I managed the hunger. I got distracted on the computer, and now it's 5, so that's good. I'm gonna make my meal very soon. I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about body image, as I mentioned before, and basically how the week has gone and what the plans for the next week are, the changes that we've made on the training volume, which I mentioned this morning. So yeah, in terms of the last week, everything has been perfect. The low days are hard, especially when they are a lot in a row. So I did 11 low days in a row, followed by then 2 high days yesterday and today. Obviously 11 low days in a row, it's hard, but at the same time, because I'm working towards this goal, it feels like it's hard, and I have to push myself mentally to do them. But at the same time, I know that they're working. I know that is what is going to bring me the condition I want for show day. So obviously it's a bittersweet feeling, because every time I need to do a cardio session, I obviously don't want to do it, but at the same time, I want to do it because I want to keep progressing. So the last 7 days were perfectly fine. I enjoyed them. The high days have felt so much sweeter because of that. So yeah, yesterday was a full high day. Today was a full high day. I don't know why I'm saying full. It was a high day, which means, as I said, no cardio yesterday morning, no cardio this morning, and then a little bit more food. And then from tomorrow, we're back on to the low days again, 7 days. And then I'm going to check in next Thursday what my physique does next week, so we'll see week by week. Nothing else has changed apart from my training volume. So my training volume, before I was doing between, I would say maybe 16 to 20 sets per training session, depending on the session, being taken down to, I think, 15 to 16, so a few less sets, and these less sets are in the kind of main movements in terms of like the heaviest, the more taxing on the CNS, so on the central nervous system. So for example, leg press, I was doing 2 working sets, I'm doing 1 working set now. Reverse hack squat, I was doing 2 working sets, I'm doing 1 working set now to failure. Same goes for example, today's push session. I used to do 3 working sets to failure for shoulder press. I'm now doing 2 working sets instead of 3, and so on. But everything else, so accessories, everything else has remained the same. So for example, side raises, they're a little bit less taxing on the CNS. So I'm still doing 3 working sets on those, 3 working sets on more side raises, cable raises, because obviously we're working on the delts. We know that my weakness is the delts. We know that my delts are not very big. I don't have much muscle there. So obviously we're keeping the volume high on those. I was having less volume when I was in my growing phase. I had less volume on my program, and then when I changed my own program a few weeks ago, I've added more volume back in. So basically I told my coach I wanted to do a little bit more on those exercises when I changed gym, and obviously he approved. So I was doing more volume, and he just told me basically that a few weeks down the line he'd tell me when he wanted me to go back to a bit of a lower volume instead. So we've done that now, and in terms of yesterday and today, I would say that really is helping. I don't know if it's combined with the high days as well, but I don't think so. I think definitely my recovery will improve because of that. Not that my recovery was suffering, to be fair. I've been recovering pretty well, very well in fact. I've never complained about my recovery. The only thing that was happening in the last week that I've noticed is, as I mentioned this morning, my performance was going down a bit in terms of weight, literal load in the gym. Compound exercises, not the accessories necessarily, but more like pressing movements, kind of hinge pattern movements, etc. My performance was going down. Therefore, that's why we reduced the volume. Why do we reduce the volume? We reduce the volume at this point because obviously, number one, my recovery needs to be on point, which it was, but also seeing that performance is going down, that's usually an indicator that the body's getting a little bit weaker. And therefore, we don't want to lose any muscle mass, because obviously when you diet for a long period of time, you risk starting to lose some muscle mass. I'll be honest, I don't think I'm there yet because I'm feeling pretty fine. However, that's usually kind of a symptom of your muscle mass taking a bit of a hit whilst being in a deficit and everything like that. Therefore, we don't want that to happen. So obviously, we're still training to failure, but we have a little bit less volume, potentially impairing a little bit of muscle breakdown instead, stopping the muscle breakdown. Hopefully. The second thing I want to talk about was body image. So in terms of body image, obviously I was informed on this in the sense that, as I mentioned in previous vlogs, obviously I've been in the world of bodybuilding for the past 3 years. So I've informed myself, educated myself a lot, listened to a lot of podcasts and everything like that. And something that is very recurrent in athletes is that obviously as you go along the prep, you kind of stop seeing yourself for what you look like. And I had not experienced this at all. Sense that I was able to objectively see my physique and see that I was getting leaner, and I feel like now, however, body image is taking a bit of a hit in the sense that I don't think it's not that I don't see that I'm lean, but I've stopped seeing changes. So I've officially stopped seeing changes. I potentially will come and see changes as we go along. I will maybe see more changes myself. But since about week 10 to week 14, we're now at week 14, if I put my pictures side by side, I have to look really, really hard to see changes. I have to look really, really hard to see myself more lean. So if I look at myself in my check-in video, for example, or in my photos, I don't see myself lean. And that is something that can happen. I would say it's a bit of a mild version of body dysmorphia, if not body dysmorphia on its own. I would say it's not full-blown body dysmorphia because I know that I'm lean. I can tell that I'm lean. I'm not saying, I have a lot of body fat. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, however, that you start seeing yourself with in a bit of a weird way. So I do notice, I know that there's a lot of body fat still to lose, and that is the truth. For true stage condition, it is true that I still have body fat. However, I know that from a lifestyle perspective, from a normal perspective, I don't. But basically, I don't know how to explain it 100%, but basically you don't see yourself objectively. There are some moments in which I look at myself and I'm like, oh my God, I'm sure I did, even though I'm not sure I did, but You know what I mean? Like, I'm shredded for myself in comparison to how I was 6 months ago. And then there are other times in which I look at myself and I feel like this big puffy fish. And yeah, I can, because obviously I'm starting to see some like lines and some muscle come through. And then sometimes I don't see it. Then at the same time, and I don't know if this is normal or not, because obviously I've never competed before, with the high days, obviously carbs are a little bit increased, and obviously water retention for that reason increases. Between 2 days ago and today, 2 days ago, I felt shredded. I looked shredded. I looked very lean, and I looked depleted. Maybe not crazy amount of depletion because we're still 6 weeks out, so it's not crazy at all. But definitely, I can see now that I'm holding a bit of a layer of water on top. So, for example, once I was training today, I couldn't see as many lines as I could like 3 days ago. Okay, and again, this could be in my head. This could be fully in my head, or it could be real. So that's the body image kind of issue where you can't see yourself objectively and you don't know if what you see is real or if what you see you're making it up, because obviously you are in a headspace in which you're looking for more condition per stage, and obviously can be a little bit your perception can be distorted. However, I am fully aware. I would say I'm a pretty self-aware person, so I am completely aware that I am lean, that I'm moving in the right direction. However, I thought it would be interesting to share this perspective. Whilst on one hand I'm like, okay, there's a lot of body fat still to lose. On the other hand, I'm self-aware and I'm like, there's still 6 weeks to go. 6 weeks feel like a very short time, but they're a long time. They're a very long time in this sport, at least. And definitely more condition will come, and definitely more hard work will need to be had. And I'm definitely ready for that. The motivation side of things, obviously it goes up and down. Absolutely goes up and down. But definitely the discipline is there. I've built that. I am confident. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Starting to struggle more as the days go by. A few days ago, I had a bit of a, not a panic moment, but a bit of a wobble mentally, because I was like, oh my God, there is 7 weeks left. There's 7 weeks left. It's such a long time. 7 weeks is such a long time. And then I sit myself down and I'm like, it's not such a long time. It is a long time to bring condition, but it's not such a long time. And I'm like, it's now we're 6 weeks, so it's a month and a half. It's nothing, you know what I mean? So yeah, pushing through, absolutely, but definitely starting to struggle, if I'm gonna be honest, because I do want to be honest. Definitely starting to struggle more. I would say the first probably 10 weeks of prep were perfectly fine, and then now things are getting more intense. Now things are getting harder. But yeah, I'm pushing through, and I'm super excited. There's not long left at all. There's not long left. And again, as I said, this was a few weeks ago, if even at the beginning of prep, as I said then, it still stands. I'm doing my very best to enjoy the process, not to just hate everything and then just look forward to show day and be like, come on, you're almost done. I don't want to do that. I want to fully immerse myself in the process. I am aware that I'm still 6 weeks out. I am aware there are a lot of obstacles still to overcome. I am aware that a lot of things will still get harder, that my cardio can increase, that my food can still decrease, because we are going to need to bring that much condition to show day. And obviously I want to step on stage as the very best version of an athlete that I can be. Therefore, I'm giving my 100%, my 100%. At the same time, I try and pat myself a little bit on the shoulder, because obviously I'm like, okay, I'm a first timer. I've not missed a single beat so far. I've not eaten a gram of food off plan. I've not missed a single minute of cardio. I do have a bit of an obsessive personality. When I do things, when I have hobbies, even if I don't know something, I want to be the best at it, 100%. So definitely the obsession does play with it. And I always do, like, for example, the cardio. I always have to do a few extra seconds. I can't stop on the dot. I have to do an extra 10 seconds just to show myself that I've completed it and fully completed it, you know what I mean? And I didn't stop the machine a second before. I didn't stop the machine on the second. So definitely those traits are coming into play. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I would say so far it's a good thing because it's not being detrimental to me. It's just the way I am. It's all of this has always been a test for myself. This is something I'm doing to prove to myself that I can do it, to work really, really hard for this goal. And therefore I'm giving it my very, very best. And I'm super excited that we're getting closer and closer. I'm honestly super, super excited. Yes, sometimes I get a little bit scared because I'm like, there's such a long time still to go, but also it's in a month and a half, so it's not very long at all. But yeah, I'm super excited for it. I'm going to eat my next meal because I'm hungry, and actually the hunger is actually gone now. Before I was hungry. As I was walking to get to my nails, I was hungry. I felt the hunger in my bones, like it was consuming me. I was very hungry. And again, I've eaten kind of plenty today. Maybe not an incredible amount, but I've eaten enough of food for myself. So it's not even justified, but I guess obviously the deficit is catching up with me. The expenditure is catching up with me. So my body was telling me, hey, feed me. But definitely now the hunger is gone because I worked and I was distracted. So yeah, I'm going to have my chicken, rice and some salad I made yesterday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to include a little bit of posing practice I did in Pure Gym the other day. Fortunately, my other membership has ended because I had to practice in the middle of people because they didn't have a studio. What I'm doing now is using the studio in Pure Gym out of off-peak hours, whatever, to practice, because now it's time to get more practice. more posing practice. I need the space to do my routine. So I've been practicing my routine. At least it feels the same way in the stage. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat and I will see you soon. It is currently 10:15 p.m. I just finished editing this video and I realized I didn't make an outro, so I thought I would do it right now. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the rest of the prep updates. I hope you have a fantastic day and I will see you in the next one.